Welcome back to the basement, where it's top level content from the lower level. We're going to walk into a new episode. We kind of touched base on it on our Facebook. We asked if anybody wanted to hear about it. We got like 2 likes on it. Appreciate you too.
That's enough for us.
So what we're going to talk about this week is, if you watch the History Channel, you'll get this reference. UFOs. Aliens. So we're going to talk about some UFOs. Do you guys believe in UFOs?
Nobody heard what you just said.
Yeah, I didn't click the suspense thing.
I don't even know where you hit it at.
Just ask them again.
Do you guys don't touch it? Do you guys believe in UFOs?
Well, I mean, UFO just stands for unidentified flying object. So
Alien UFOs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I agree either way. I'm just saying.
Yes or no, man? Yes or
I
no?
just said I agree.
All right. Lord, see what I got to work with around here?
Oh, my God.
One-
You're already turning into a diva.
Jesus. 1,000%. Yes.
1,000%. I'm sorry we got the gigglies this week. We just been having fun down here in the basement. I honestly, yeah, I believe there's something going on in these skies. Because I mean, why would there be so many reports from? What was it from
740?
740 AD was the first sighting in Ireland. Now, let's just be fair.
They might have been
They
drunk.
may have been a little intoxicated in Ireland.
I mean, the first one was in 740, and I think the next documented one was in like 1840. So there's 1,100 years between documented.
Well, I don't know if
UFO
that's true, because they're in hieroglyphics. They're in Native American paintings and
That's
cave
true.
Yeah,
drawings.
That's true.
So we don't really have a time stamp on those. But
So, anyways, my bad. Go ahead. What I got to say probably better off later on anyway. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Spit her out.
So I watched the documentary on Area 51 last night because we kind of talked about doing this episode, right?
Yeah.
And like they had, guys that used to work there back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and then it talked about Bob Lazar. Everybody knows you either think he's a lunatic or you kind of like, he might be onto something here. Yeah, I don't know how y'all feel about him, but so they was like, Area 51 is just a secret because we had the secret U-2 plane that was spying on Russia during the Cold War. I'm like, okay, so you just told us what it is, but I bet you if I drive to Nevada, I bet you I still can't go in there. So what else you got in there? And they're like,
exactly.
the stealth bomber and this and that. And I'm like, everybody knows about that. So what you got now? You got a spaceship in there. Quit lying to everybody. They're like, this is declassified information. That's a good documentary. It's on Disney Plus.
Here's the thing: if all that's declassified, then why is it still so secretive?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is declassified about this, and this, and I understand we're developing weapon technology at all over, all kinds of military bases. I'm sure that there's military bases we know nothing about.
Oh, definitely.
So, and you know what? It should be that way, because if we don't even know about it,
Yeah.
then the ops don't know nothing about it either. You know what I mean?
Man, I
But-
feel like there's still some secret ones in West Virginia all over the place. Because, I mean, you see too many C-130s and stuff like that flying over southern West Virginia, and you're like,
Whoa.
I mean, yeah, Charleston has an Air National Guard base, but
Yeah.
why are they doing all these training exercises down here?
Also, I'll tell you this, and this is like a West Virginia conspiracy theory I got. So have y'all ever been to Green Bank?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So,
Drove by there.
like the observatory, you're not allowed to have any electronic devices
Where's it at?
in Pocahontas County.
No, I've never
Okay.
even been to Pocahontas County.
Well, so I used to hunt in Pocahontas County, and all the time, military fighter jets doing training missions. And they say, it's because of the terrain. We run through the hollers. And I get that. You're training for, like, desert, mountainous areas. I understand. But where are they even coming from? First of all,
Well, I was in Marion, Virginia. Driving back in between Marion and Whitfield, right there where there's a little bitty tiny airport right there on the side of the road. And here I am just driving, and I look up. I mean, it's 100 yards in the sky. 2 huge ospreys come down, following the interstate, flying. I'm going this way. They're flying the opposite direction. Just flying. I'm like, why is that there? Like, I know that has nothing to do with UFOs, but yeah, it kind of made me think.
No, like it goes along with what I'm saying. Like, where did you even come from?
Yeah.
And I mean, I know fighter jets are super fast and all this kind of stuff, but from my understanding, and I could be way off, they don't have that big of a fuel capacity.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Like, I don't think that they're not known for having giant fuel capacity.
That's why we have aircraft carriers.
Yeah, and we get them as close to where they need to go as possible.
Exactly.
They're more get in, get out type of vehicles.
And even in Pocahontas County, see, I know we have bases in Virginia, like, you know, Northern Virginia area, but that's still, even as the crow flies, that's a long way. You know, that's at least a couple 100 miles. And I just find it hard to believe that we're just flying a couple 100 miles just to be like, yeah, we want to fly over here today. You know, and the observatory, you can go in and tour it. It's really, really, really cool. But you can't have any electronic devices because it interferes with this, that, and the other. And honestly, I feel like we're contacting other galaxies there. I really believe that. Just because of how secretive it all is. I mean, yes, you can go there and visit it, and if you drive through the town, it's literally the only thing there. There's a documentary on it, actually. I think it's on Amazon. But there's, like, certain areas of that's, like, fenced off with barbed wire at the top. Like, absolutely you cannot be there. And I feel like it's because they're contacting other stuff that they don't want us to know about.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm a big conspiracy guy, so somebody else take over because I probably
my
sound
thing
crazy.
Is, like, I touched
this
on this
guy.
before, like on the conspiracy theory episode. I feel like you look at how big our solar system is, and then our galaxy, and there's thousands of other galaxies out there. I find it impossible to believe that we are the only living life forms out
I
there.
agree 1,000%.
I mean, I feel like honestly, it's just kind of narcissistic to think we're the only living creatures in all of these galaxies, all
arrogant.
of these solar systems.
Yeah.
And then to say that out of all of these galaxies and solar systems, we're the smartest beings out of all of them.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I've seen some humans do some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so I definitely believe that there's life forms out there. And honestly, they could look exactly like us. There could be aliens walking amongst us that just look exactly like us.
Yeah.
And they're just more advanced than what we are.
It's like those, I've seen those memes. It's like aliens just fly past Earth and they lock their doors.
Probably.
Like, oh.
They ain't going down there with them. But like, okay, so let me ask you all this. I feel like the consensus is that you definitely believe there's aliens. I definitely believe there's aliens. I feel like you're right there at.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I can see it, but I'm like,
But okay, so let me ask you this: if there are aliens, and you know, I'm more so talking to you because we believe it wholeheartedly. Do you think they're friendly, or do you think they're, you know, we're trying to stop a galactic war here?
I think both, because I think we can't be like, as far as like personality wise, that far off. We're
Sure.
living organisms, we're thinking organisms, and we're problem solvers. So with that being said, it's just like here. I mean, we know that in America, you know, we get along with people everywhere. As we know if we go as Americans go to like the Czech Republic, we're probably gonna have to get a couple fist fights.
Yeah.
Because that's just how they are.
Yeah.
Just like that. I mean, we know, there might be some aliens that are like here, just wanting to chill, wanting to vibe on the beach or something. Then you got some like, man, I'm gonna kill all these people like them dudes from Mars Attack.
But think about it like this too. I feel like, that still just comes on environments and stuff. Because, like, this is going to probably catch some flack, but like where Charles Darwin went and visited I forgot where it was, but where the dodo was. That dodo did not pay human beings any mind whatsoever because it never had any kind of interaction. It never had any predators around. It only knew peace, more or less, or just being indifferent. So those life forms from other planets, they may just only know peace. They may have never known war.
Yeah.
In our mind, like, especially our generation, we've always known war.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah.
And there's not many generations of Americans that have not known war at some point in their life.
I feel like we're
Well, I'm getting back to it because we're talking about, whether they're friendly or not friendly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a human being thing. Maybe we just are only in conflict. Maybe all these other life forms, maybe they're so advanced because they work as a society together.
That's true.
We were talking about the moon landing, how we were in that race with Russia. we were in a race with Russia. Imagine if we would have worked with Russia.
Yeah.
Think about if the superpowers actually worked together cumulatively instead of as a competition.
Well, I mean, that's just us as human nature, though. We always got to compete with somebody.
Yeah.
I know, and but that's where I'm getting at with the
Yeah,
aliens.
yeah.
Maybe their nature isn't to compete. Maybe theirs is to work together to problem solve.
That's true. Because, I mean, and I know it's, like, far-fetched, but, like, you watch, like, sci-fi type stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, like, oh, this one's from this galaxy and this one's from this planet and that planet. And 95% of the time, they're trying to work together to solve something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe it's just on Earth where, you know, everybody just wants to blow up each other. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you was talking about Russia and the space race. There's no way possible that we're ever going to get along with Russia to do anything with them.
No.
You know? But, like, yeah, you got to think about, like, what could have been. I'm not saying that I want us to work with Russia on something like that, but I'm just saying, like, what could have been back then if we would have been like, hey, you know what we should do? We should see what we can do together.
You know, I'm not, without getting too political there, I know we're saying we would never. How do we know we wouldn't get along with them? We're told that.
Well, that's true.
What if.
Yeah.
This is a political thing, and I'm sorry. But I think that us not getting along is a tool used to get people to not want to work together.
Like, what do you mean by that? For them
I
as
think
propaganda?
I think division is used as a tool.
Oh, absolutely.
But we're not going to get into politics. We're not going to get into politics. I mean, we might one episode. I mean, shoot, I don't know.
We about to get way off on a tangent.
But anyway,
right there.
we're talking about UFOs, and you know, I don't know, man. I don't know if I've seen some things in the skies, you know, especially at night. But at the same time, at night, it could be a plane, it could be anything, really. So I don't want to say I've seen a UFO because technically, if you don't know what it is, it's UFO, right?
Right.
By definition. I don't think I've seen anything alien, I don't believe. I mean, I've seen, like, you know, the three lights go across your house real high, real slow. I've never seen something just like...
That was just a barn owl.
Yeah, barn owl. Apparently, there was a barn owl in the 1950s up in West Virginia, according to the MIB.
Well, I did have an experience
Hashtag
one time.
Flatwoods Monster.
And, like, honestly, I don't know if the two guys that I was with remember, because we were just kids. Mm-hmm. But we were outside riding our bikes, and it was in Rock, West Virginia. And anybody listening to this, you probably can't even find it on the map. Tiny little town. But anyways, we was riding our bikes outside, and we were all at a babysitter's. Mm-hmm. You know, we all got off the school bus together, went to the babysitter, you know. Mm-hmm. And we stopped at the end of the driveway, and there was like a line of big pine trees, and there's a big mountain right across from where this house was. And we saw a reflection on the paved driveway, and we looked up, and it was like so shiny, it was like chrome, you know, instead of like just silver or whatever. It was like really shiny, and it was spinning, and it stopped, hovered over the line of pine trees, and then like it was gone in like a second. And that is a God's honest true story that really happened. And like I don't know if they remember that, but I still remember it. Like I can vividly see it in my head. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So honestly, even back as a kid, I remember thinking there's something to this UFO stuff. You know?
I mean, I've read several reports from actual U.S. fighter jets that seen stuff that they can't explain.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like they've literally, I've read reports of them chasing UFOs, and they can't, like, I can't catch it, but I can see it.
And we have the fastest fighter jets on the planet.
Yeah.
You know, and if we can't run it down, that's not something that's of this realm, you know?
No, definitely not.
Because, I mean, I guess if any other country has anything we can't outrun or catch, then they're not letting it out, you know? Because as far as I know, you know, our fighter jets are the top of the line, fastest, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I've saw those things too. Like, they're on the radio, like, I'm not sure what this is, but I can't catch it, you know? Or it'll just disappear on them. Mm-hmm. Or there was the one that would look like it was like dipping into the ocean, then it would fly back out of the ocean. Yeah. And it would like go way out of their sight up into the atmosphere. So
I've read a lot of those where stuff just like from the Navy and stuff just come right out of the ocean and take off.
Yeah. So like, what is that? Like, have the aliens explored more of the sea than we have?
I'd be kind of salty if they did.
Where's the drum button?
Oh, here we go. It's dad joke Saturday night.
I don't know.
I'm just going to give him this one. He deserves it.
I know it was funny.
Is I. But hey, one thing we gonna skip off this of UFOs for just a split second is we know more about outer space and the moon than we do about the ocean.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
What
it's
scares
terrifying.
me is what did they see in the ocean that made them be like, we need to go to outer space?
We're good. We're good. Let's go this way.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, because you can't argue that it's the pressure at the depth of the ocean because there's pressure in space. There's no pressure, right? So it's negative pressure. Is that right?
I just know there's no gravity.
I just said
No,
there's
there's
a
no
30,000.
atmosphere.
There's a
Yeah, so-
30,000 mile
so-
radiation belt, so that's easier to get through
Yeah.
than the pressure of the ocean.
So I'm feeling like there's no gravity, there's no atmosphere. I'm thinking there's no pressure in space, so you can't like breathe. It boils your blood. I'm thinking because once you get up so high in a fighter jet, they had those special suits. It was on the Area 51 U2 where they were spying on Russia or Soviet Union then. But so it can't be a pressure issue because we're willing to go to space, but we're not willing to go.
Yeah, what did we see?
So we saw something. Was it daggone? What's that thing?
The Loch Ness monster.
Giant squids.
The Kraken.
Kraken.
Megalodon still out there?
What if this is a conspiracy theory? Throwing it out. What if the city of Atlantis is real, but it's an alien city?
I'm all for it.
And that's where the UFOs are coming,
Okay.
flying out.
So is that in the Bermuda Triangle?
Mm.
Because that's one of the conspiracies I talked about. So is that city of Atlantis, if that is the case and it's an alien city, is it in the Bermuda Triangle? Or is it just, in the ocean somewhere?
I don't know. It's good.
Crazy.
It's good. We need that Unsolved Mystery or the X-Files music.
I about started singing the Law and Order music. I was about to be like, dun,
Like,
dun, dun, dun,
Since we're on this, does the X-Files music freak y'all out?
a little bit.
But
I've
it
never
does me
watched
too. I
X-Files.
start looking over my daggum shoulder. I'm like, wait a minute, where that alien at?
I mean, I don't really
Yeah.
watch it, but I know the Unsolved Mysteries one does.
Oh,
does
I
that
hate that guy. Yeah.
That one freaks me out. Like, oh my god,
See,
am I about to be on the next episode?
She's gonna kill me for this because she actually does listen. My sister's 9 years older than me, right? And when I was growing up, she was already 9 years older than me. She'd be watching Unsolved Mysteries and stuff. Boy, I would be terrified. I'd be like, Lord have mercy, it's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna be on this show. I'm gonna be on the first
Please,
48
no.
for 2 seasons. I ain't trying to do it.
You're right.
But yeah, the X-Files music, that loud whistling.
I don't
yeah.
like it, man. That's I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just like an irrational fear, but when we talk about aliens, we talk about UFOs, I always have this fear like I'm being watched
Yeah.
after talking about
And it's mostly from the government. Let's just add to it.
it. Just call them out.
So
Why do we feel like that?
I would rather. This is a good would you rather for this episode.
Let's do it.
I would rather a monster, like by monster I mean a cryptid, a Bigfoot, a freaking zombie, anything like that, versus me running into an alien. Because like if I'm out in the wilderness, more than likely,
Done yawned on the lie.
more than likely, I'm carrying, my firearm because I do that when I'm out. Bigfoot or something like that runs up on me, I'm gonna hit him with that big blammy. You know what I mean?
Give
But
him the old wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
But if it's an alien like off the X-Files, like they just be teleporting and stuff, what am I gonna do with that?
Well, not only that, you read a lot of reports like they don't even talk, but you're having the conversation in your mind. Get
Yeah.
up out my mind, man. That's not fair.
Yeah,
Man,
So-
have y'all seen? Was it Scary Movie 3 where the aliens came in?
yeah, dude.
They peed
So-
on their finger.
So would you rather encounter a monster or an alien?
Yeah.
Depends which monster.
Okay.
Are
well,
you assuming that both are hostile?
Yes.
Definitely not a Bigfoot because I watched that boy Clay fight Bigfoot and it looks vicious.
I'm taking monster every time.
Man, because I feel like aliens. I feel like the monsters would probably just be, bringing you a quicker end.
Mhm.
I feel like aliens are going to be trying to like experiment and explore and stuff.
I don't know.
Oh,
Sorry guys,
Sorry
a little
about
technical issue.
technical issue. But I don't know, man. I guess I'd rather do a cryptid because I mean you know more about cryptids. I mean studying it and listening to it. But aliens just generally scare me. Like I just don't like
That's
it.
what
I
I'm
don't know what it
saying.
is.
I would rather encounter the monster than the alien.
Yeah. Except the Flatwoods monster, because that is an alien.
That's just a barn owl.
Yeah.
That's just a barn owl.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't want to encounter a barn owl either. They pretty tough.
Barn owl can get the blammy too.
Now.
Oh yeah.
Boy, the government be down there like, you gonna kill that bird of prey? I go ahead and do it.
Yeah. I would never. I love owls. They're majestic creatures.
That's right.
I really do like owls though. Anyways,
I like any of those big birds like that.
Me
like
too.
Falcons,
Yeah.
hawks, eagles.
I remember the first time I saw a bald eagle in person. I about wrecked my car. I was like, "Look at that daggum thing right there."
They're big.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're vicious too.
Yeah,
Those are raptors.
yeah.
I've
you
seen
their
videos.
claws? They're
I've seen
massive.
videos of them flying down and picking up a goat with their claws. Yeah, with their talons, picking up a whole goat and flying it up in the air just to drop it.
Hey, whatever hurts. Anyways, what would you rather encounter?
Oh, I'm gonna go with the monster because I feel like an alien. They're probably gonna be curious. They're probably gonna go slow and see like, I wonder what happens if I do this, and then like slowly cut you or slice you and dice you and stuff.
I'm gonna be honest. I watched this episode of X-Files one time, and I don't remember the name of the episode. I don't even remember what the thing was called, but it was a humanoid alien. It looked just like a person, but like when it started reading your mind, like it had like an inner eyelid. His eyes would turn white,
Nah.
and like so it would like. I about said mind, you know what, but like you know what I mean. Like it'd play tricks on you, and then like when it flipped its eyes to white like that, it did something to the person's mental state. And I'm like, ever since then, I've been like, nah, give me a monster, give me a zombie, give me whatever.
It's like you see these like videos of like, look at this person's eyes in the video, and I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah,
like,
no.
like you see, remember that video that come out last summer with that woman freaking out on the plane saying that man is not real.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, I don't know. If they get mainstream media, like normally when stuff like that starts getting in the media or getting on movies, you give it a little while and then bam, there it is. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's why I ain't ready for the alien reveal. Let's push that off another 30 years.
This is going to sound absolutely insane for me to say this, but if y'all haven't done it, look up Bob Lazar. The dude is absolutely a basket case, but some of the stuff he says makes a ton of sense. He's a conspiracy theorist, like more than anybody that I've ever heard in my entire life.
Like tinfoil hat type.
Oh man, worse than that. And like he talks about Area 51, like he sold tapes and this and that of him explaining it. He's had freak accidents happen to him and they ain't got him yet. So that just tells me right there that some of the stuff he's saying at least is the truth. He like there was a whole documentary on him on Netflix, but guess what? It got taken down. Imagine that. So
I'll be on it like crazy. I'm sorry.
I'm sure on the YouTubes you can probably still find some of it. So check that out. I mean, you're probably gonna think I'm nuts after you listen to that guy, but
it has nothing to do with that. I've known you for 30 years.
That's true.
Oh boy. So yeah, with the UFOs, he has a couple things written down here. Like the first sighting, like it was recorded, was 1896 in the United States. Obviously, the first sighting in West Virginia is what's recorded. Doesn't mean that it didn't happen before. It was September 12th, 1952, which flashback a couple weeks ago was what?
Braxy.
The Flatwoods Monster, the Green Monster from Braxton County, West Virginia.
Braxy.
There you go.
Hangs out with us every week.
Yep.
Still got the Blondale up here with us.
Yeah, we got the Blondale. Not because we like the can.
That is a closed container for the record.
It's nasty.
I'm gonna say that every time that we show it.
But they said, I can't read your handwriting, sir. What does that say? Ships with their what?
Ships with their crews seen in the air.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, that threw me off because I can't. This dude writes
That's why I do everything on a computer and
Dude,
so I don't have to write.
Kindergartner writes better than that.
Man, I always feel bad whenever I have to tell Levi that he needs to write better because I know what my handwriting looks like.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. That's terrible.
All right, so since we're approaching the 30-minute mark on UFOs, I just want to get this out there too. What about Roswell? That's probably the most famous, I guess.
Mexico?
Yeah. Probably the most famous place in America, I would argue.
Yeah, it is.
You know, for UFOs.
Because it's not that far from Area 51 either, is
No, it's not. And they really, kind of like West Virginia does with all these, you know, Mothman and Braxy and all this stuff. They embrace it. Like their street signs and road signs and speed limit signs are like little gray alien heads.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's cool, you know.
Hey, you know that new, this is a complete off topic, that new gas station in between Princeton and Beckley they just built?
Yeah, the one with Popeyes.
Yeah, the signs and stuff, like crosswalks and stuff, is actually Bigfoot walking across the cross.
Nice.
Yeah, they got Bigfoot on there, everything.
Nice.
And that gas station is too fancy for me. I can't figure it out. I was in there today, and I went up to like the coolers with the drinks and stuff, and it had the pictures of everything that's in there, and it had a button on it that said push to talk or wave your hand to talk. I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want something to drink. I opened up the door, and there was nothing there. I'm like, what do I do?
How'd you get your drink?
I didn't. I just walked over there to the cash register. I'm like, hey, where do I pay for gas at? He said, oh, it's in that other building. I'm like, I don't like it. It's too daggone fancy.
If I can't walk up to the cooler and grab my own drink, I don't want no part of it.
Yeah, I don't want no part of it.
That boy, we just sounded old right there. Like, daggum, I don't want no part of that.
Man, I'd be all right with the old, if we could still back it up. It's way before our time. They'd come out and pump the gas for me. I'd be 100% cool
Oh,
with
yeah.
that.
Man,
I'd
there was
pay
a place
$5
in
for
Welch
that.
that did that, like up until fairly recently, and it
yeah.
was like they serviced only. Like you couldn't pump your own gas at that one
I'm
gas
cool with
station.
that. I don't even want it out of my car.
I remember there was a gas station in Blue Elk did it when I started driving.
And here's the wild thing: like if somebody hands you a $20 bill, and they said, "All right, I want $20," if you pump 2001, that 01 came out of your paycheck.
Ooh.
Be like,
Because they told you $20 and handed you $20.
here's your $2 tip, my man.
$2 tip. My man. All right, man. So we just kind of done a quick dig. You know, we just wanted to kick it with the basement this week. We wanted to have fun. Honestly, we got a live probably coming Saturday if shipping works out. That's going to be terrible for us, cool for y'all. The reward is great if we can make it to the reward.
We're not making it, dude.
I don't feel like we're going to make the reward.
I was confident up until our live tonight.
Yeah, yeah. The baked seasoned squid really did these guys in.
I can't believe you were confident, period.
I'm not confident at all. But y'all got anything to add about UFOs?
Man, I could go on this for the rest of the night, so we might as well just cut this thing off.
All right, we'll maybe dig into this. If y'all like UFOs, we'll get some more information, more facts, more stuff. We'll throw it at you. We'll turn it into a mini-series. But with that being... Oh, no. Oh, there it is. Sorry. The computer wigged out on us. I thought it messed up. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys spending your evening or morning or afternoon or night or morning or whatever. I said morning twice. With us. This is top level content from the lower level. It is the basement. Thank you guys.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.